Hello everybody, today I have a top 10 weapons video in GTA Online. Now I'm going to get straight into it, and the first weapon that I think is pretty goddamn good is the stone hatchet. Now this is because for a melee weapon it's very good because it comes with like a Trevor Rage ability. Now that will make you take reduced damage, so much reduced damage for the certain time that you have the ability. Here it is right now, but I don't have any enemies near me at the moment. But in a second you'll see me take on cops. Now against players this thing ain't that good because players can still do like a decent amount of damage to you, although it's still reduced. But compared to AI damage, this thing is just way better for killing AI. So if you're in a mission with loads of enemies, maybe try using this thing and see how far you get, because you might be surprised at how far you can go and like how many enemies you can take out or what have you. So if you don't have this weapon, definitely recommend doing it. I'll leave a thing in the top right. You can see this guy's actually shotgunning me and it's still like it's done hardly any damage at all. So yeah, the thing in the top right, show you how to get it. If you don't have this weapon, definitely try and get it. And here you can see how much damage my friend's doing to me. I mean, it did a decent amount of damage, but I told him not to kill me, and if I was trying to kill him, I definitely would have died to him because I wouldn't have done enough damage. So yeah, that's that weapon, and moving on to the next one, I believe is the minigun. Now this gun is, I mean, good because it does an insane amount of damage over a quick period of time. If you're taking on enemies that aren't in cover, just this thing is insane. Like the only problem, the reason this isn't higher is because of the move ability that you got with it. But I mean, that's fair enough. You can't really have a gun this powerful and then have like aim assist and able to move around quickly with it, because it would just be too OP. So if you haven't got this weapon, I definitely recommend getting it. It is quite expensive, but it totally makes up for it because you don't need to reload either. But if you can't get this gun because you're not the level, the Widowmaker, the DLC like laser weapon, is a lot more money, but it cuts out the level, so you can just pick that up without having to be a certain level. You can be level 1 and you can have that thing and it will give you this much power. So I mean, at the moment it's not really taking out the helicopter, so it's kind of embarrassing that it didn't actually perform when it wanted to. But I mean, if it was a bit of performance anxiety, it's fair enough because there's people watching the video, it might be a bit nervous. But if you don't have this gun yet, definitely pick it up, or the Widowmaker, it doesn't matter. Just, it's a very good gun to have, and it doesn't quite compare with the RPG, but that is also one weapon. If you can't get this gun, get the RPG, because it's the only difference is the RPG might be a lot less ammo, and it can also kill you. So this thing's probably the better way to go. If you don't like it, fair enough. I mean, it is kind of more of a preference weapon because of how weird it is when you use it. The next gun is the Combat MG. Now this thing's on here above the minigun because it has the ability to move around faster with it. You've also got the aim assist if you're playing on console, and you also have the ability to customize it so much. Like you get the different ammo types with this thing. I don't have any ammo types at the moment just because I want a lot more ammo in this kind of thing, but you don't really need it because 200 bullets in the magazine is very good. Here you can see me shooting up this cop car and it's going to blow up before I've even used 50 bullets, so you can use a quarter of the magazine to blow up a car, which ain't bad at all. I mean, that was an unarmored pedestrian vehicle, so against like a Kuruma or something it's going to take a lot more. But here you can see me shooting down this helicopter. If you go for the back rotor here, it'll just take the helicopter out so much quicker. But still, you can see that this thing is an absolute beast and it's just tearing up the people. And if you wanted to get this gun, I totally recommend it, but you will need a Mark II bench to get the upgrade for the Mark II. And the next weapon is the sticky bomb. Now this thing is by far the best throwable because of the fact that you could control when it explodes and stick it to whatever surface you want unless it bounces off. But this weapon is the best because like you can just place it somewhere sneakily and get some cool kills by just like preparing it and stuff. You can also throw like a load on one thing, so you can throw 5 down at one time. I'm sure you already know that, but if you have 5 down, it will just do a lot more damage and it will blow up like bang, not all at the same time. So if you want like a cool little effect kind of thing, I don't know, I mean, it's kind of a good weapon. It's a little bit expensive and you can only carry 25 unless you have the upgrade like gun range in your bunker, which will allow you to buy, or not buy, but unlock 5 more. If you don't know how to do that, I'll leave a little thing in the top right of this video showing you how you can unlock the extra slots for your weapon. And let's get right to the next weapon then, which is the Up-n-Atomizer pistol. Now this thing is very good for a certain reason, that is the fact that you can like blast vehicles with it and launch them up into the air. You can even launch yourself and other players, but the main reason this is good is because if you're doing a sail mission or like a mission where you just have to escort a big vehicle or any kind of vehicle and it gets stuck right? So you're driving down a road, imagine, and it like swerves out and you get stuck between a building or over a fence and you're kind of stuck and you can't move because the wheels are lifted up. You can use this thing and you can just blow the vehicle off off like the area where it's stuck, and you can just continue with your mission. So this thing is definitely worth picking up. I know it's a bit expensive, but it might save you money in the long run depending on what you're doing with it. And it's also a totally funny weapon to use with your friends as well. If you're just driving around like that, blooming cop car pulled off a sick stunt there, I'm not gonna lie. But you can customize the color of it as well, obviously with the camos, but it also affects the ray gun kind of effect. So if you don't have that gun, definitely pick it up, and it's totally worth it, and it is awesome for helping you if you get stuck in situations. Now for the next weapon on the list, we have the Carbine Mark II, because this is above the Combat MG is because it has a ability to use a suppressor, and that will just make it so much better because you can use it for stealth missions. I know I don't have a suppressor on it at the moment, but that's because I use the bullpup rifle for that. But you could use it on this, and with the ammo types as well, I don't know what you can have: armor piercing, incendiary. Again, I just use normal ammo just because I want more bullets with it, and it doesn't really matter, especially if you're doing stealth. You don't really want incendiary rounds, but the ability to customize this gun is sick. You can have like a red dot sight on it, or like an ACOG or something. It doesn't affect really unless you're in first person, but it will make a slight difference to your stats. So if you don't have this gun, definitely pick it up. Again, you're going to need a workbench, and I should just quickly say that this video isn't in any particular order, really. I mean, I have done it in a loose order, but if you feel free to like rearrange any of these weapons, let me know down in the description if you don't agree with me, or if you think that I've put a gun too high up on the list or too low, or anything like that. Just let me know, and I'll appreciate it. Also, have you hit that like button, because that'd be kind of cool to see how much we can get. It's up to you. And also you can subscribe if you like, that'd be awesome. We're trying to get 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, but I've also got a giveaway going on at 7,500 subscribers, and then another giveaway at 10,000. I don't know, I said giveaway. But the next weapon is the assault shotgun. Now this thing is insane just because of the sheer damage and chaos that it can cause. Again, the suppressor doesn't really make a difference, but it's so satisfying just to kill people with it because, well, not kill people because that might get me demonetized, but like when you're playing a game, if you do damage to some players or something, something will happen to them and they won't be able to move. So this thing is actually such a good weapon, and you only need to be like level 35 or something to pick it up. I know it's not that like low, but you'll get it definitely, and as soon as you can unlock it, definitely pick it up because it's really good, especially with the extended magazines. You can just fire this thing for ages, and here you can see that I'm not even really aiming, I'm just hip firing this thing, and I'm still killing enemies because of the spread. This is the only weapon that I can't, well, not the only weapon, but if this weapon gets a, that was a near miss, if this weapon gets a Mark II variant, this thing is going to be even better on the list. It might even go up to the #1 spot because this weapon is totally like just great in the game. It's also fairly cheap. I mean, for a shotgun it is probably the most expensive, but compared to other weapons like the minigun, it's definitely worth picking it up for the price that it is. Can't remember exactly what it is, unfortunately, but it doesn't matter because we're on the next gun. So the next weapon that I'm going to pick for this list is the compact grenade launcher. Now the reason this is above the standard grenade launcher is for one reason alone, and that is that you can use it on motorbikes, and that just puts it up way higher in the list for me because you can only use a sticky bomb and like grenades and throwables, but the sticky bomb is really the only viable option for exploding things on a motorbike. But this thing is way better because it gives you like a ability to just shoot something for a distance. I mean, it can be kind of difficult to use. I mean, I'm only saying that because my gameplay is not exactly good. Look at me, I'm a big blooming noob with my aim, but if you can time this thing right, you're going to do some damage, especially in like enemy missions. If you're protecting your teammate, if they have a vehicle or something, then you're going to be fine really with you using it. But as you just saw then, it's kind of dangerous. And there was a clip from a heist a long time ago where my friend blew that out him off the back of the bike, which is pretty funny. But there you just saw a little trick that I like to do with the grenade launcher that not many people notice. If you go up to cover with the grenade launcher and just tap R2 or whatever your shoot button is, he'll quickly shoot around the corner. You don't have to aim or anything. It'll just be like bang 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 bang. So if anyone's griefing you, just go up against the wall and just throw that. If you want a video on that, I can explain it in more detail, let me know. But for the #1 best gun in GTA Online, I think it is the Heavy Sniper Mark II. Now that is because of the thermal scope. This gun is insane for missions. Like if you're doing take out EMP, or not take out, but like deliver EMP to the Humane Labs. I know that's an old video, old heist, but if you want to use this thing for that, you will get this mission done so fast. The thermal scope and the suppressor just makes this thing insane. But to make it even more powerful, they added explosive rounds to this sniper, which will allow you to take out helicopters so fast, like police helicopters or something. So that weapon is easily number 1 on the list, and I appreciate you guys for watching if you made it to this point. Hopefully you like that little end clip there, but I'm going to wrap up this video very quickly. Hopefully you've enjoyed the commentary, and thank you for watching, and goodbye.